And what actually that is, and this ties into the economic development, and the economic development we're finding is
You're okay, Nate. We're online now.
crash and burn the economy.
We're on ordinance 315.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you just stay on 315 or
finish
your?
Okay. What is the ordinance 315 for though?
Well, it's
The earthquake, that's the foundation, that's some of the plumbing. Okay. All right. Is that the only thing that's, now we're talking about all the ordinances. We're talking
No, we're
about,
just talking about this one.
315.
It's only on an updated building codes.
what is for review though of our ordinance? There's other ordinances. I mean, we were talking about spitting on the sidewalks a week ago.
That's later on. That is not what the public hearing is on. The public hearing is
What,
just
okay,
on
what's
the adoption.
315?
I'm trying to tell you, Nate,
Yes,
this-
please.
It's just on the adoption of the new building codes, the International Residential Code, Energy Code, Plumbing Code, Mechanical Code, and Fuel Gas Code.
I gotta know the details before, I mean, I can't, you want public comment, but what are the details? That's what I'm asking for. I realize business is done away from these meetings. I realize much of this is theater. I realize this isn't where the decisions are being made. I also realize that I will not, just be so thankful to have something change when I don't even know what's behind the change. And when we start talking about some of the sustainable development issues, that is all, that this is something we need to do under the auspices of saving the world when the global anthropogenic climate change hoax, the narrative that's being provided, and we have this in preambles to development plans for our community.
So Nate, you're at your 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Is there any other?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Do you want me to wait until we're done?
Let's wait until is there any other public comment?
I'll be exceptionally brief. My name is Freeman. I just wanted to say that
Freeman, do you have a last name?
Dow.
Thank
Earthquakes in this part of the country are exceptionally rare, and regulations, especially around building codes, affect people on a day-to-day basis. If a person doesn't have their hot water heater, which is the example, specific example you've given of how this will update building codes, if a person doesn't have their hot water heater anchored to the wall at the bottom and the top, and that's discovered, I presume they can be fined for that. That can affect people in a negative way. Fines against people for essentially unnecessary building code violations can push people out of their houses, can ruin people's lives. It can affect people on a day-to-day basis. Earthquakes are incredibly rare in this part of the country, so much so that they're a novelty. So it's of course your decision, but I would advise extreme caution if you're going to pass regulations that are going to affect people on a day-to-day basis based on a novelty. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there any further public comment?
Guess someone's going in. These building codes are mostly put in there for contractors. There again, as private homeowners, you want to plumb your own house, there's no rules against it. You can do it. You don't have to get a permit. You don't have to follow the code. Good luck selling your house because it's going to get inspected. It won't pass inspection. You will not get a fine. The contractors building these houses can get fines. They can get a reprimand to go in and correct their work. The homeowners are not getting fined. These are standards to build homes safely for contractors.
Okay,
As private homeowners, it does not
I
affect
mean,
them.
we're gonna go have this back and forth. I just wanna say as a Native American, I don't wanna give up my right, born as a Native American,
Maybe it'll come to
gather
order.
with a church and
Meeting will come to order.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Is there any further public comment? Hearing none, we will close the public hearing on ordinance 315. You have in your packet the minutes of the city council meeting that took place on February 4th. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
I don't see any.
Are there any corrections to the minutes?
Hearing none, the minutes.
There's a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we move into, oh, excuse me. Are there any requests to be out of state? Hearing none. We'll move on. Let's see. We will move into old business. You have before you ordinance 315 entitled an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Choteau, amending Title 4, Chapter 1, Section 1, adoption of codes and providing for the adoption of the most recent state building code. Do I hear a motion to adopt the ordinance?
Also move.
It's been moved by Mark. Is there a second? Second by Steve. Thank you.
I did
Steve H.
have a question.
Please.
So total cost for the, I think I saw it in the packet.
There's no cost for this.
Is this
That's
the American Legal Publishing Corporation?
No, that's
I'm
not,
sorry,
that's
that's
completely
No
different.
worries. This is the second reading of
I see
ordinance
it, yeah,
315.
I'm good. No other questions.
Hearing no other questions, we'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carried to approve second reading of ordinance 315. You have before you the codification agreement contract dated February 5th, 2020, between American Legal Publishing Corporation and the City of Choteau. Do I hear a motion that the mayor be authorized to sign the contract?
Make a motion, the mayor be authorized to sign the contract.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Steve and seconded by Stuart to approve of the mayor signing the codification agreement. Is there any discussion?
I'm just wondering, is this, we're bringing it up to speed, but what I'm wondering is this regularly done every 3 years, every 5 years? We've never
No,
done
we
it.
will never do it unless we get asked to do it again.
And so who were we asked by? Were we asked by someone like the state to do it?
The state requires we codify everything.
Okay. When was the last time we did it?
We've never done
Oh,
it. In my tenure
Right,
anyway,
so
and
yeah,
I don't think, if
We've
you
done,
look at,
we've done a few addendums like that.
we've
never
added
entirely
ordinances,
redone it.
right, and we've added ordinances, but not, we've never actually gone through and made sure that the ordinances are.
and is there a, is there any other paid with grant funds or is it all paid up? Okay, those are my two questions. I have no other questions.
Question?
Well, I was just gonna say, I've been going through the codes and the ordinances, and a lot of them in there were written, like, for instance, the fire codes were all written in 1914. And I think that what we need to do is go back and say, okay, where is our fire department today and what's our requirements? And then I think that that's what they're gonna do at my duty, is they'll come up with the legal vehicles to say, okay, here's what you have to comply with state ordinances.
They will make suggestions, they will not do anything. That is up to our attorneys and
And the council.
and the
Just
council.
to-
They are
Give
making,
us recommendations.
yes.
Yeah, they're just going through and taking, kind of like, from what I gathered, they're gonna go through and kind of take some of the junky stuff out. Like, Chris mentioned last week, I found one where it's illegal to take a wheelbarrow down the sidewalk. Well, that stuff needs to be pulled, right? I mean, that's
It was
stuff that
relevant
was
in
written in
1914.
yeah, it was written in 14 by someone who thought at that point in time, well, people are running up and down the road with their steel wheel sidewalks and their wheelbarrows. So
Yes.
I think if I remember right and got it straight, that's where that's gonna go. And then there's going to be a committee put together of people from the community and the board. And I think Jody may be in on, and possibly Jen, that will go through and we'll just kind of get some real good ideas as to what do we want to do in Choteau.
I want to actually have that conversation take place. I really want to be involved in that conversation. I really want to be involved in the conversation once we get into, because what's typical is actually there's the appearance that there's the public input. And I can give one example after another that I've witnessed in this community, which it's not unique to this community. And I'm not saying that everyone's nefarious. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I am saying that some of these larger scale agendas are actually the way this manipulation takes place. It's a sleight of hand trick where actually some of the people that are well intentioned within the local community. I'm not accusing anyone here of any malfeasance. Let me be clear about that. But one of the ways it works is the people that are actually believe, and actually in their hearts they are true believers, that the decisions are being made on a local level. And actually this is, there has been, there is,
Nate,
there are.
I'm gonna stop you for a minute.
Yes.
What does this have to do, you said you wanna be involved when we get our codes back with the suggestions, right? Is that what you're saying you wanna be involved with?
No, yes. What I was saying was we're talking about wheelbarrows. We're talking
No,
wheelbarrows.
that's an ordinance that's an example of an ordinance that's out of date and needs to be changed. What we're
Okay.
talking about right now, what we're
I-
working on for business, please
Yes.
don't interrupt me. We're voting on codification agreement, whether or not to go through and get rid of those ordinances that are ridiculous and out of date.
I don't understand what those terms are, ridiculous and out of date. I don't understand what junky is. Junky is not the specifics. Ridiculous and out of date are not the specifics. I am talking about this not because we're just talking about 315, and I am talking about this because we are talking about 315. I'm talking about this because what's out of order about that?
You've had your public comment. It's time for us.
Comment.
Yeah.
So this is why it's unbelievable to
Meeting come to order.
me that you want public
I move
comment.
to
This is
recess.
precisely the reason. It's, hey, good conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Nate, I wanna ask you, what do you have on
I don't have a problem with the wheelbarrow.
Do you wanna get it out of the code or do you wanna leave it in?
It's not,
Answer the question, yes or no. Do you want to get rid of the wheelbarrows being illegal to run up and down the sidewalks or not?
do I want it to be illegal to run a wheelbarrow up and down the sidewalk? No, I don't want it to be.
Then let's get it out of the code,
Right on.
because our code's full of shit.
Right.
So
on.
let's get it cleaned up.
Right on, and
And you're
let's get it-
disrupting here because you're bringing up this 315, Agenda 21, and all that crap. And
How
we don't
is
want to
that
talk about it
crap?
right
How is that crap? Okay, all right.
It might be crap to me, but it might not be crap to you, but you're
I-
interrupting
I'm
and
not telling you.
disrupting the meeting. They're in a recess because of you. Just think about that. They're in a recess because of you.
And you're angry, why?
Because you're interrupting and wasting the time
How
of
is
the
this a
people.
waste of time? It's a waste of time to ask for clarification.
I'm gonna
It's
go
a
to
waste of
recess
time.
too, thank you, Nate.
What's that?
I'm gonna go to recess.
I respect your decision to go to.
Well, no, so,
I mean.
Careful, careful, careful.
it's a, thank you.
You know, it's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you too, Nate, but you know what? You've got an agenda.
No,
Yeah, you do. This is the third time you've talked about